Today I'm going to be going over absolutely everything you need to know before starting dropshipping in 2021. It's clear the market has changed drastically, so not only am I going to be going over the new winning formula, but I'm going to be giving you tons of actionable tips that you can go out and implement today. So if you guys do enjoy this video, please smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, but without further ado, let's get into the value. Alright, so the first thing I want to go over is the new winning formula. And let me explain why if you aren't doing this, then you're drastically behind the curve. The old winning formula was focused on quantity rather than quality. You would build a general store which the sole focus is launching as many products as possible. Usually these general stores product pages aren't done very well and they don't put too much focus into graphics and copy. So while this strategy still does work, where I'm seeing the most success is with one product stores. A one product store's objective is to look like the original seller of that product, and immediately you think that they're the inventors and original brand for this product. The reason why this gives us an unfair advantage is because these other stores lack personality, they're very general, and they don't have optimized product pages, which allows us to not only charge more money for our product, but outcompete any of these general stores. Another benefit of this approach is I test fewer products because I have a high percentage of finding winners, which means less money spent on pointless advertising. And also these stores are very easy to turn into private label brands once you start getting some volume. All you need to do is go on Alibaba, order your product with a logo on it, and there you have your private label brand. And obviously I'm not saying you can just sell any product on your one product store. The strategy relies on focusing on products that solve real-world problems. For example, this posture corrector helps with better posture, which could potentially reduce neck and back pain. And the reason it's so easy to sell products like this is because we can go on Facebook and we can tell them that we're looking for people with back problems, and when Facebook actually delivers this ad to people on Facebook and they resonate with the problem that our product's solving, then they're highly likely to actually make a purchase. I see so many people start off and sell little trinkets like this and wonder why their store is not working. At the end of the day, you are selling the solution of your product rather than the product, so I think far too many beginners forget this fact and go out and test products that look cool rather than might actually give benefit to someone. Alright, so the next thing you need to know before you start is the budget to actually get into dropshipping. Tons of people message me on Instagram and tell me they have $50 to get started and if they can build a 6-figure per month business with that. And I hate to give you guys the bad news, but there's absolutely no way it would take years of reinvesting that money to get to that point. Of course, there is advertising methods that are completely free. One thing's really vital, that we do actually have capital so we can make sure that product gets delivered to the customer. So in an ideal world, I would recommend over $2,000 completely dedicated to your dropshipping budget. Ideally, I would budget about $300 for each product you're gonna test. So this would give you the freedom to go out and test about 7 products, which is definitely a pretty good amount and which will give you a high likelihood of finding a winner. And another thing that I highly recommend you do once your store starts getting sales, that you reinvest all of that money into your business. And one thing I want to touch on is what type of expectations you should have when you first start dropshipping. So I actually mentioned this in my last video, but expect to lose money in the beginning because at the end of the day, you are building a business and there's no specific formula that will actually guarantee results. Business is not like baking a cake. You can't take 2 ads and mix it with the product page and equal a profitable store. There's a lot of factors that we simply cannot control, so if you are looking for a guaranteed success story, the dropshipping is definitely not it because it takes a lot of hard work and dedication to actually get to the point where you do have a profitable store. And keep in mind, when I talk about Shopify dropshipping, I do mention it as a business. Some people have this weird view of Shopify dropshipping as a get-rich-quick scheme and not actually a business that provides value to the world. And trust me, if you aren't taking this business seriously, then someone like me definitely will and capitalize off the opportunity. Another thing you're going to want to know is what advertising platforms are blowing up in 2021. Well, there's a very simple answer for this. Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, TikTok, literally all the platforms are absolutely crushing it right now. My recommendation for you is to go out and test multiple advertising platforms because you never know which one's actually gonna click for you. But with that being said, my top picks are Facebook and TikTok ads. So in 2019 and 2020, people might have gotten away with only solely focusing on paid traffic, but in 2021, the importance of organic content and building a loyal customer list is more vital than ever. Because here's the thing, ad costs are continuing to rise, and if you aren't doing this, then you're not building a sustainable business. Because it's much cheaper to sell to your existing customer base than to keep going out and acquiring new customers. And the strategy to re-engage existing customers lies heavily on SMS and email marketing. So definitely once you have a product start to take off, don't sleep on SMS and email marketing, because this could at least bring your bottom line by 20%. Now, the next thing you're going to want to know is customer expectations in 2021. We have officially entered the world of instant gratification where I can get pretty much anything delivered off Amazon within the same day. So how the heck are our dropshipping stores supposed to compete with Amazon? I get this question very often, and while you can't compete with Amazon's insane shipping times when you first start, your goal should be creating a profitable business and reinvesting the profits into creating a better logistic process for your customers. So definitely expect to invest into a 3PL. A 3PL is a third-party company that stores your items and ships out the products for you. And the reason we want the 3PL is we're going to be able to deliver to our customers within that same week, which I found very important for creating a long-term relationship with your customers. Another customer expectation I want to go over is refund policy. If you don't have a lenient refund policy that lets customers try your product out with much risk, then you're losing out on tons of potential customers. Customers expect a no-hassle refund policy, and in fact, tons of people won't buy from a website if they don't have this. So definitely when you're creating your policies, you should keep this in mind. Now, the next thing you're gonna need to know about before you get started with dropshipping is taxes and legal stuff. And I'm not a CPA, so anything that I say should be verified with your accountant. But anyways, taxes can obviously be a confusing and daunting part about getting started with dropshipping, especially if you've never ran a business before. So my recommendation would be to start your business and not focus on these roadblocks right now. Because thing is, you haven't even made a sale yet, so I would focus on marketing until you start getting some traction. Then I would reach out to a local CPA in my city and explain my business model. And they can definitely help you structure your business so you're in the most advantageous situation. Now, the last thing you need to know before you get started is mindset. Thing is, 99% of people fail with dropshipping. And I really don't think it has anything to do with how difficult this business model is. I believe that the 1% who actually succeed enjoy the process of growing an e-commerce business. Everyone wants the rewards of success, but at the end of the day, who loves the grind enough to struggle to the point of success? And this is the one thing that I found in common with all the other successful store owners. They absolutely love e-commerce. It genuinely might sound stupid to you, but e-commerce is such a big passion of mine, and my life would be completely different without it. It's a part of my identity, and it keeps me going even when I'm failing in different aspects of my business. Now, obviously, I don't love running every part of an e-commerce business. It can be extremely difficult managing every part of an e-commerce business, so I highly suggest once your business starts taking off, anything that you actually don't love doing, that you start outsourcing that task to other people who do enjoy that. So that's a tip that's gonna greatly help you out. But another thing that I want to talk about is motivation. This is something that I have not seen talked about online in the e-commerce industry, but at the end of the day, all of us have some type of motivation for getting into e-commerce. When I got into e-commerce, my motivation for getting into this was getting rid of my job and actually building myself into a successful individual. And I'm sure you're gonna have a completely different motivation. So one thing that I highly recommend you do is that you actually write out your motivation, because it's going to give you a lot of clarity in your day-to-day, and when things actually get hard, you're going to realize that you're not just starting your e-commerce business to give you additional revenue, but you're actually starting your e-commerce business to get to that next point in your life. I'm a big advocate of writing stuff like your motivation down and even putting your goals on paper. Alright guys, so the last thing that I want to talk to you guys about today is time management and organization. This is something I'm so bad at, and I always get kicked in the butt unless I proactively try for this not to happen. So I'm actually gonna give you a couple tips to boost your productivity, because the thing is, business really isn't that hard, but it does take a lot of calibration and groundwork to get a business running. So either you're gonna need to get extremely good at managing 50 things at one time, or you're gonna need to get extremely organized. So I do wanna show you guys something that I use in my day-to-day, because I think it's gonna really drastically help you out. Alright guys, so this is the daily planner that I use for my organization, and I actually made this a few years ago, and I actually got such good results with it that I started to give it to my students, and they absolutely loved it. So I'm going to be giving it to all of you guys. I'll actually leave this down in the description for you, but basically what this planner does, it helps you optimize for what's most important in your day, and it's structured very specifically. So let me walk you guys through how this planner actually works. So the first thing you're going to want to do in this planner is actually fill out your daily focus. So let's say if you're trying to maximize your sales for the day, you could write that in the daily focus, and usually you're going to want your I must complete to match with that daily focus. So anything that involves actually boosting that sales up, I would put in the must complete. And then what you're also going to want to do is you're going to want to break this down into the top 3 most important things, because at the end of the day, when you have 50 things going on in your day, you want to prioritize the most important tasks, because sometimes you won't get to the bottom barrel ones. And then you can also put your I really should, so stuff that you know you have to do but you're procrastinating on, and then the if I have times. I really love this section because it gives us a chance to push ourselves if we did finish everything for the day. And if we have some notes for the next day, we can put it in worries for another day, and then you can put your errands, your calls, emails, and texts, and all of that good stuff in this document. So trust me when I say this, but if you actually take this document and you use it for 14 days and be highly strategic in growing your e-commerce business, then you're definitely gonna make tons of progress. And little tips and tricks like this are what really help you move the needle. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about to get a profitable dropshipping store off the ground. Alright guys, so I know I went over a ton in this video and it was a lot of me rambling, but I just wanted to get out everything on my mind that beginners need to know before they actually start dropshipping. I really hope this video was valuable and insightful, seeing from a 7-figure dropshipper what things you need to know before getting started. So if you guys did enjoy, you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.